We do some things differently here at Double Jump that you don't see other game stores doing, and sometimes we get a lot of questions about these things, especially when it relates to things like shoplifters, which happened, a couple videos ago. If you guys missed it, check it out. But there are some things that we wanted to go over and just talk about, and then we'll ask for some feedback in the comments as well. So we'll get to that in a little bit, but first, we have a mystery box. And mystery boxes aren't going anywhere, guys. I just didn't want to put one in every single vlog. I don't want the vlogs to be routine. I want them to be fun and different. So here we go. We have a $100 box. They would like games for PS1, Dreamcast, Neo Geo, and Genesis Mini. Not exactly sure what they mean by Genesis Mini. They want action, adventure, Metroidvania, rhythm, or JRPGs. So I think for this one, we're pretty much just going to be going with PS1 and Dreamcast because they just said Neo Geo. I don't know which Neo Geo they mean. And then, Genesis Mini, I don't know what they want for that. So let's look at Dreamcast first. For action adventure, let's go with Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. I've been looking through the PS1 games here. It's actually really tough to find something that fits within the price range, but also is kind of what they're looking for. So I did find one at least. We have Final Fantasy Origins for the RPG stuff. But I'm gonna have to keep looking to try to figure out what we can use to fill up the rest of the box. They didn't say anything about having complete games or anything about condition at all, so sure this is gonna be okay. We have a disc-only copy of Slave Zero for Dreamcast, and it was the only thing I could add to make it add up because we're also putting in Saga Frontier 2 for the PS1. So Ryder, I hope that you enjoy your mystery box, and thank you so much for your order. Abby's over here entering this mail-in trade we got the other day. Bobby did an unboxing video for it.
Thanks.
I think that goes up tomorrow for us right now. So it should be up on the extra channel if you guys want to see it. Bobby did the unboxing and Abby's getting it all entered. There's nothing like too crazy, but it's all good stuff.
Yeah, there's good stuff in it.
Mostly PS2 and Xbox stuff, but as you can see, it's not like the worst titles. Got Ratchet, Destroy All Humans, Final Fantasy, Hulk, Sly Cooper, Sonic, Beautiful Joe, SmackDown, Black, Mortal Kombat, Rampage, Pac-Man, Blood Rain. Some good stuff.
That we don't get every day and that people are looking for, which is nice. But they're not like so rare that they're insanely expensive.
Yeah, most of the stuff maybe isn't even going in the glass case, but a few titles here and there. And a couple N64 games, of course. Got to get those in there. Have fun.
Thank you.
So here at Double Jump, we want to be the best possible game store that we can be. And sometimes that means doing things that are maybe like outside of the norm for a retro game store to do. The first thing that I'm going to relate back to the shoplifting video from, a couple videos back, we do not store the discs behind the counter separate from the cases. And we already talked about this recently, but just to reiterate for those that didn't see the video, everything that's 15 bucks or higher goes in a glass case. It's locked up. It's safe and protected, right? Anything below that amount, which for us is $12.99 or cheaper, that stuff is out on the sales floor and the games are in the cases. The reason that we do this is because of conventions. It is not worth the extra effort and time and payroll expense to have someone put all of the games into the cases to go sell for 2 days at a show and then come back and have to put everything away again. It's simply just not worth the time and the effort. But most game stores do that. Most game stores. They do that for an obvious reason. Prevents theft, right? People will still steal cases here and there, but for the most part, luckily for us, as you guys have seen if you watch our vlog, normally, we don't get a lot of shoplifters. Every single time we do, we tell you guys about it because it makes for a good title for a video, but it doesn't happen all too much. So the extra payroll cost to have someone do that, because it would take hours to do both things, that would cost more than what we lose to shoplifting, because the only stuff you can really steal is cheap stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Banger after banger after banger.
I just had to dodge mouse turds.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. In that big PC box that you wanted us to look at, not only was there a disc missing, there was just mouse turds in there. I didn't have to touch them, Bobby did. But and one.
How many did you eat?
What? Well, all of them. We can't let it go to waste.
Of course.
Yeah, they're like raisins.
Castlevania Bloodlines. CIB.
Yeah.
CIB Ariel.
Sib.
It was only $15.
at the time.
And that was only 10.
And then Breath of Fire has a manual that I didn't enter because it is a little gross and I wanted to talk to you about it. And then ActRaiser 2 has a manual that got like electrical taped into the inside of the box. So I was going to see if I could extricate it and then fix it. But,
Maybe.
do you want to see?
Yeah, I guess.
So there's this.
Well, that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I mean, we can enter it as pour.
But it
Make
also
it really
has
cheap.
the map and the little chart.
Okay,
And
okay.
then, oh, it was Blackthorn. That. So,
Aw,
yeah. So
Dang.
it's like stuck in there.
maybe we can get it out.
I kind of want to try it. So I will. I'll keep you looped in if I manage to do that.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it's so loud in here. Dad! Dad! It's Baby Yoda!
That is Baby Yoda.
This is something that we don't get very often. Gamecube steering wheel. This is sticky. Didn't know that. Wish I wouldn't have touched it. But also, the PS2 keyboard controller. Look how cool. The box is kind of gross, but the controller works. It's even got its own like rumble, like vibration, which is pretty awesome. Bobby said he wasn't really able to test most of the actual keys, but everything else, you know, standard controller stuff, all works. And inside, it's in very nice condition. It's just the box that's a little rough, but this is super cool. We put it in as loose because the box is so rough. We're not 100% sure if we're going to keep the box with it or not because it's kind of gross. But the controller is really cool. They made these for PS2 and there's GameCube versions as well. Logitech made the PS2 one. ASCIIware made the GameCube ones, which are super cool. The GameCube ones are used for Phantasy Star Online. Looks like this one is mainly for EverQuest, but got a few other games on there you can use it with. Pretty cool. Other than this back wall right here, which is mostly Wii U, we don't really have backstock. We put our duplicates out. So you're gonna see multiple copies of the same game. And most game stores won't do this because they want you to be like, oh shoot, they only have one of these left, I better buy it now. We're not super concerned about that. We just want to be able to give people options. So if we only have one out here, maybe it's not in the best condition, or maybe it's missing a manual or something like that. So if we put both of our copies out here, or all of our copies, whoever's looking at this can pick and choose between them, and maybe they would have passed on the game because it was a little rough, but then we have 3 other copies to choose from, they might end up picking one up. Most game stores don't want to do this. It doesn't really look quite as good to just have a bunch of the same game, but when you're looking at it like this, it's not too bad. It's not like we have an entire shelf of the same title, so I think it looks all right. For some areas like this, when you have all of these Maddens, that maybe doesn't look the best, but it at least fills out the section, because if we removed all those, look how small our Xbox One section would be. So that's one other small thing we do differently from most other game stores. Ariel!
Yes.
Finishing up a trade for Nick here.
Yes.
Got some cool stuff. Amon, Apocalypse of Devilman.
Yeah.
SSX Tricky.
The Ammon video or DVD thing is probably the most expensive thing that they brought in.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
How much is that one?
$50 I put it at.
Dang.
But Devilman is a pretty notorious little series that I thought a lot of people would be interested in here. So it's pretty cool that they brought that in.
Nice.
And then, have you seen Devilman Crybaby?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you picking up today?
Just a couple of figures and some stickers to put on my. Oh, sorry.
Very nice. And a Dr. Pepper.
Yes, of course.
Gotta
You
get it.
gotta have the Dr. Pepper.
Well, thank you for the trade. Hope you
Of course.
enjoy.
Thank you.
Another thing that we do constantly here that I don't see most other game stores doing, some of them do, but I see a lot that don't, is post their prices publicly. We do this all the time. We film trades every single day and put them on our Double Jump Extras channel, which is linked down below. And I'm going to show you these trades and kind of go through them just as I'm talking about this, because we want to be completely transparent about stuff. When I see a game store post video games on Facebook and they don't put the price, especially if they say like private message or call for prices, I think that maybe they're a little afraid of posting their prices. Maybe they're expensive, or maybe just whatever it is. For whatever reason, they don't want to post the prices publicly. And at Double Jump, we want to do that. We want to encourage everyone to be informed and to know exactly what we have and to see the condition and all that kind of stuff. And of course, to see the price. We have all this awesome stuff here. And I imagine that sometimes we post things on either YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, and someone sees that game and they're like, oh wow, that game sealed is only 40 bucks. I'm definitely gonna go pick that up. But if they see another place post the same exact thing, but it doesn't have a price, they're not gonna bother doing anything. They're not gonna reach out to ask for the price. And you know, in some cases, obviously people would. But if they're just casually looking and they don't necessarily, they're not looking for this game specifically, they might just pass it up. But if they see the price and they're like, oh, that's actually cheaper than maybe I thought it would be, I'm gonna go buy that. That's why it's super helpful to post all your stuff publicly. Plus also, it just looks like you're being more honest and transparent, which you are, of course, but it's a better look for the store, and I think it results in more sales for us as well. We got another small restock from one of our distributors. Got some of the 151 poster collections. We had 6 of them. There's only 1 left, and we just put them out. We also got 2 more boxes of Journey Together, so we have 1 there. We also have packs in here. And then you can see the ones from the last video, which was just yesterday for us. Some of those have already sold. That one and that one were both full, and we had 2 or 3 more packs laid out here, and those are all gone. We also need to restock on the top loaders. These actually sell incredibly well. We've sold through 2 cases already, and in one case there's like 40 packs or something, so it's pretty awesome to see. If you guys think we should have more Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, let me know in the comments, because we've been considering getting more. I was gonna buy the Lord of the Rings packs to sell, and then Yu-Gi-Oh! Getting kind of empty. That whole thing was full right there. So let me know if you think we should do more. We're not gonna do singles for a lot of it, but if you want us to have more packs, let me know in the comments. Another thing that we do pretty often, we didn't used to do, but we've been doing for a while, and I do think a lot of other game stores do this, but some definitely don't. We replace cases. Normally, we try to clean cases if we can. If it's got like a sticker or something, we'll get that off, we'll clean it. But in cases like this, look at this case. This is not cleanable. I mean, maybe it is, but it would take you 10 minutes, and it's not worth the effort when we can just replace it with one of these. You know, these aren't the highest quality cases, but it's obviously better than that. So this is something that a lot of places do, like I said, but everyone should be doing this, because this is gross and this goes right in the recycling bin. Are you guys gonna be able to handle things without me and Abby next week?
Yeah. I mean, I think we're pretty competent.
Wait, is it next week? Maybe it's the week after.
You don't even know?
It is next week. Exactly.
The 30th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure?
I don't know. But Abby and I are going to the Pink Gorilla grand opening for their new store in Las Vegas. Ooh. Can you sign what I'm saying for the peeps?
I can try.
So we're going to the grand opening, and it's going to be super cool. We are just going for the 1 day, but we are driving back because we have a couple signs that I purchased on my last road trip with Cody, and I didn't want to ship them, so we left them at Cody's house and have been looking for a reason to go down there and then drive back. So this is going to be it.
I thought you were going to start saying a lot of ridiculous things and like start talking really fast.
No, I was very earnestly, I'm not good at interpreting. Because sign language, I can just turn off my English brain and just go. But when it comes to actually like, because translating's happening at the same time.
Absolutely.
So I definitely did not do good, but so I apologize to all of our deaf viewers. But I did my best.
Good job.
Thanks.
Are you excited to go?
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. And we're going to have some delicious food, and we're going to see Cody, and then we're going to have a fun road trip driving back. But because of this, there will be no vlogs next Friday and Sunday. Sorry, guys.
I can finally wear my furry costume.
Carlos here is testing out the Vextrex. Gonna pick it up today.
Yeah, man, this is awesome.
The one we have in the box. People keep asking about it during our Whatnot streams, but I'm like, no, I'm not shipping this.
Yeah, right.
It's basically a television.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the box, but I wouldn't trust it in the mail.
No.
So I'm glad it's going to someone local.
Yep.
Pretty
Always
cool
a game
system.
room. So.
It's flickering on camera. It's not, like it's flickering a little bit in person, but not like it is on camera. But pretty cool console. If you guys have never seen one before, controller is like physically connected. You can unplug it actually, but it's got another port in here for a second player, and then you have a reset button, and then the other knob there turns it on, and then it's also the volume control. And then there is, on the back, there is the brightness control as well. Pretty sweet. If you guys remember, Carlos is the one that sold us the Sega cabinets.
Yep.
Yeah. Back for the Vextrex. Another thing that we do differently is we take in some weird stuff. You remember that? I mean, it was maybe like a minute or two ago for you guys, but yesterday we got that like Baby Yoda bobblehead thing. A lot of other game stores wouldn't take something like that, and for anyone that was curious, Bobby took that one home. But I know a lot of stores, they try to keep things simple for like their employees and stuff, so they just focus on like games, controllers, accessories, stuff like that. But you'll see some really weird stuff come through Double Jump because we like having these like unique items that maybe other places don't take, and yeah, maybe they don't sell very quickly or very well, but it only takes one person to walk in and see this really weird, obscure item and get super excited about it. It just happened the other day with that lady who bought the Mario Kart like RC car. She was like freaking out about it, and that is so cool. And that's the kind of item that maybe another store would be like, we don't really care about that, but I think it's fun to have those special items here. I already started removing some stuff here, but I was gonna reorganize this cabinet and figured I'd give you guys before and after. So in the process of working on the cabinet, I was able to find cases for all these 3DS games, which is cool. There's 3 copies of Smash here, a bunch of other ones. We have these Japanese Vita games that we usually like to get a little tag and write the English on the side, so we're gonna do that. And then all these loose ones we're gonna try to make artwork for and put in cases. But aside from that, everything else is done, and here's what it looks like. It is looking good. I wish we had more handhelds, but I was able to condense everything down to just the one small stand, and there's obviously still room for more. But we got Vita with a lot more room here. Vita was also separated on the top shelf and here, and it was mixed in with PSP, which I didn't like, so now it's all together. And then we have PSP down here, right next to the loose ones as well. All of the boxed Game Boy stuff is on the bottom, and I just organized everything else, made it look a lot better. Just cleaned it up, but I like it. I like how it's looking. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Another thing that we try to do differently here, and not try, we do it, all of our consoles are always sold with an OEM controller. We will not pair a third-party controller with a console. Even if we don't have one. We have consoles sitting in the back that have been back there for months. We've been waiting for the controller to come in, and we haven't gotten one yet. We have a gold N64 and we have a Pikachu N64, and we refuse to sell them without those original controllers. Some other game stores will pair third-party controllers with them, and we just don't want to do that. We want our stuff to be good quality. Obviously, we sell third-party controllers, but we want the customer to have the option to choose a third-party controller if they want. But if they're getting a console, they're going to get an OEM one. And also, I've seen other game stores that will purposefully take an OEM controller from a system to pair a third-party one so that they can sell it for the same price and then sell the OEM controller for more. And that's kind of bad. That's scummy. We don't do that here. Time to go home, guys. But before we do, I have one more thing to tell you guys. Look how nice it is, by the way. You see that sign? You see what it says? Double Jump Video Games. We specifically put the word video games in the name of our store for a reason, and that's because some stores, they transition. They change what they carry. They go from a video game store to a Pokemon card store. That will never happen with us. We are always going to be video games first. No matter how many Pokemon cards we sell or carry, or how many different things we do, music, movies, toys, it's always going to be video games first. Believe it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
I'm gonna start selling costumes. Wait, no.